I met Marta last year at a trade show, and she came up, and we started to speak, and I started following her work. And it's it's an amazing portfolio of work that she does in maternity, portrait, newborns. And I was so fascinated by the dynamic way she approaches the subjects, the way she empowers her subjects. And I became an instant fan. And it was a no-brainer to bring her back to open up today here at the Imaging Show. Let me bring up to the stage from Poland, Marta Ponsko, posing techniques to empower women in portrait photography. Let's go, Marta.
Woohoo! Thank you for such a warm welcome to this amazing Nikon theater stage. Thank you for joining me. Don't hesitate, come closer, sit. We have a lot of space. I'm really honored to be here. I'm so excited to be representing the brand that I'm working with for over 10 years already. And today I have the honor to talk about some posing techniques. Because if you have ever followed me on my social media, either on Instagram, Facebook, you might know that most of my capabilities and skills are in two areas, which are posing and lighting. And here you have a QR code. You can scan it and you will be directed to my Instagram account where you can find a lot of tips and tricks about posing, lighting, showing behind the scenes of my photo shoots, which I will be also presenting here on a short video. Is there anyone who does not know me yet? Raise your hand. Okay, great. So let me introduce myself a little bit more. I'm Marta Ponsko. I am portrait and maternity photographer from Poland. I have a studio in Warsaw. This is me. And this is a short video about how I work in my studio space. Can we play it? If I click play, does it go? Just a second, one more. Oh, here it is. Okay. So as I said, I work in quite a small studio. It's 65 square meters in Warsaw, where I take pictures of mainly women. I am specializing in maternity portraits, and I do also female portraiture. What I love about photography is the creative part of it, using light, using creative effects. And my role and my intention is to do everything in camera, to leave as less as possible to Photoshop and other retouching tools. I work with Nikon Z8. I use Nikon Z24 70 millimeters. I really love working with zoom lens because that gives me an opportunity to work in different studio spaces, which I actually work during my workshops because I teach photographers all around the world. Let me just give you some space to see how it looks from behind the scenes. And I teach lighting, posing, and I do portraits and maternity photography workshops to and also teach how to run photography business and do the marketing and run the social media. And here I am. So today we're going to talking about posing, but before that, let me just tell you that my principles, my key areas of focus, welcome, in my photography is using beautiful colors, using creative lighting, using flattering posing to make my models look stunning, empowered, strong, looking and feel amazing in front of the camera. And the last but not least is using simple retouching, so I don't spend a lot of time on things that actually shouldn't be done. I prefer to create everything in camera. Some time ago, someone called my style neon photography because of the use of these vibrant colors. So since then, I started to use this expression quite often that determines my style. So I do neon, maternity, and portrait photography. And when I structure my styling, and when I structure my sessions, there are a few ingredients that are important aspects of creating the portrait in my studio. One of which is having proper equipment. And I know that at some point you will hear from photographers expressions saying, equipment doesn't matter, your skills matter. I tend to disagree with that statement. I feel that sometimes equipment is crucial, is very important to speed up your work, make it easier, faster, more efficient, and allows you to achieve desired look. It's just, let me give you a simple example. When you have an old light, which has a very slow recycle time, it's very difficult to work with shutter drag techniques or continuous high settings in your camera. Or, for example, the new cameras have fantastic autofocus. Nothing to be compared with the cameras from 10 or 20 years ago, and allow you to work with low light, right? So I like to work with equipment that facilitates my style and helps me to create it in fast way. Then the other ingredients are obviously lighting. Without lighting, photography does not exist. And then styling, which is that specific spice that you cannot learn. It's something that comes with your perception of what is beautiful and what is not beautiful. And I feel that since you are not born with it, sometimes you can train yourself with it by determining what you like, what you don't like, and then introducing it to your potential audience. It doesn't mean that everyone has to like what you like. That's the beauty of attracting your customers, the right customers to your right service. So styling is important, is to understand that what customer wants, sometimes it's not what this customer should get, right? It's your role as a photographer to determine and define what outfit, what styling fits the model best. So that's my role. I'm the director of my photo shoot in my studio. And I also do the posing. I never allow my customers to do it by themselves. And I never tell them, do something. Or could you change something with your hands? Or can you put your legs in a little bit different way? No, it does not work like that. I feel that posing is one of the key skills that a photographer should have to direct the model and show her or him how they should locate different joints or parts of the body to look great on the photo, because there is nothing like being not photogenic. I don't think that people are not photogenic. They are photogenic. It's just a matter of proper angle, proper pose, and proper lighting. And the last ingredient is feeling. What I mean by that is creating a specific atmosphere that leads to customer comfort, confidence, and trust in what you are doing. If this ingredient is not there, I don't think the session can be successful at all. So the photographer's skill it's called soft skill, to build this specific atmosphere, to have that specific relationship with the customer is crucial. And when we are talking about posing, I think that posing is that magic spice that leads a customer from, I'm not photogenic, I don't like to be in front of the camera, to, whoa, is it really me? Oh my God, I love how I look. Awesome, right? And you can achieve that also first by understanding what your customer wants to achieve during this photo shoot. Because Not everyone wants to be powerful. Some girls want to be presented as romantic and gentle and sensitive. So understanding what your customer needs, having that conversation, having that discussion, having this chat about who they are, what they do, what they like, what they love, how they spend their holidays, and where the pictures will be used, whether they will be hung on the walls or maybe sent to the parents, or maybe it's a gift for a fiancé or a gift for the husbands. Understanding all of that is crucial in the next part of collaboration with the customer. So let's celebrate uniqueness. Yes. So strength or romantic or any other feature that your customer bring with themselves to the photo shoot, and try to reflect it with your style in their photograph. I think that the empowerment, the feeling of being empowered, strong, usually starts with body language, right? Because you cannot show your empowerment and strength by standing like this, right? But if you do this, and if you raise your chin, that means something. That tells audience something, right? What does it tell to you? Like, look at me. I'm here to admire, right? So that's why it's very important for the customer to reflect what you do, and the posing method that I do in my studio, I call it mirroring. I think that it's a very common expression, right, among photographers. I show my customer how she looks like, how she should look like, and she imagines that in her head that she actually looks exactly like me. You know what's very important in this process is that when the model looks at you, she sees a well-posed body. Because if you don't know how to pose yourself, and then you do it like this and explain, you need to, do this and here a little bit this, and you look like this, like Quasimodo, then the customer will not trust you, will not understand what you actually want them to do. So training yourself, learning the posing flow, seeing yourself in the mirror is very important. I always give my students an advice. If you struggle with posing, if you don't know how to do it, either go to other photographer and see how he or she works and how you feel in front of the camera. You will be able to understand the feelings that your customer brings to your studio. Or introduce a routine. Once you go out of the shower with your naked body, stand in front of the mirror and start posing yourself. It feels quite awkward at the very beginning. A week later, it will be a little bit better. And I bet a month later, you will be doing this. I'm looking great. All right, so first, learning your body, learning how it looks like, learning how you feel with yourself in front of the mirror in the full light will give you a much better perspective when working with the customer. The first comment that I give to my customers when they stand in front of my camera is, imagine that you are the queen of this world and that you are going to rule this world. And everyone will obey you, listen to you. And this is the starting point, okay? So ground yourself, put your feet on the ground, show how you are strong, right? Put your shoulders down, don't hide yourself. Chest forward, chin high, put your hands on the hips. And this is a great starting point for the next part of the photo shoot. And then we are moving from the feet to the head, starting with legs. And now I decide whether the session is going to be about femininity and accentuating the curves, or maybe it will be playful and joy, right? or maybe it will be a little bit more romantic and hiding yourself a little bit, or fine art, right? Then I start with the legs. So legs elongated, legs powerful, and legs that create a beautiful triangle shape here. So when you will be cropping the image, composing it starting from above the knee, this part, which will be the narrowest part of the body, will be at the bottom of the image. That's a very important thing that I should mention here. When you will be creating composition of the image, the place where you crop the body determines how the viewer will perceive the person who is pictured on the image. Imagine that you cut me here, where I am almost the widest, and when you cut me here, when I'm the narrowest, right? So when you compose images, pay attention to it carefully. Don't allow Instagram to crop the images by itself. Prepare images for social media in post-production. Okay? All right. So the next part is hips and waist. Hips and waist determines whether the model will look rounder or slimmer. If you want her to look a little bit slimmer, what do? Push the areas that you want to look smaller away from the camera. But if you want something to be bigger, you accentuate it by pushing it toward the camera, right? Now, the next, this is actually a good picture of how the regular body looks like and how the professional photographer body looks like. So the hip to the back, curve on the back, chest forward, and chin high, right? That's usually how the boudoir photographers look like. Or Instagram models. They look like that. So I use this technique also in the studio. Push the hip, chest forward, chin high, and you've got a beautiful waves on and curves on the body. Now, hands. I think I will repeat that question for the third time on this conference because I had some presentations already. But have you seen my middle finger rule? Raise your hand. Yeah, I see some people here. Okay, so excuse me for what you will see today, but this is the middle finger rule, okay? Middle finger rule is, imagine that you touch your body only with this finger, and the rest of the fingers is flying in the air. How does it look? It looks like this. It looks like this. It looks like this. And then you ask the model to trace with the hand on the body. It gives much better direction than put your hand and imagine that you do this. And they usually look like that, right? You've got robo hands or claw hands or awkward versions of that. So soft hands, soft fingers, right? Imagine that your hands are like seaweed in the sea. And there's another rule that is connected with the hands. All the joints have to be bent. So if you touch the face with your fingers, don't do this, because that looks awkward. This and this. You see the difference? And then, let me show you. If you do this, and you put a hand like that, it looks awkward as well, right? So, first of all, put your wrist down, fingers like this, and touch with just middle finger. Looks much better, right? So instead of that, go like that. Soft hands, beautiful hands. Now, the next point is straight back. Straight back communicates confidence, right? When professional models are trained, the first thing that they learn is how to walk with straight back, like this. Push your chest, right? looks much better than this. That communicates stress, I'm stressful, uncomfortable in front of the camera. The next, chin up. Chin up is, I'm proud of who I am, and I want you to admire me. And the third point is jaw. Jaw should be relaxed, not, right? We are not doing the fish face. Or this. What I'm doing here. Okay, take this picture, whatever, right? So relax the jaw. How to do it? How you communicate that to your customer? What do you tell them to do? With the lips and with the jaw. Do you have any tips? Yeah? I've got one. I tell them, say apple, 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 apple. And you've got this nice, beautiful gap between the lips. Perfect for any type of photography. It doesn't look naughty. It's just a delicate one, right? All right, so don't forget about posing lips. I actually mentioned lips already. But also eyes, because eyes express emotions, right? So, or, right? Or, so eyes should be usually following the nose. So if the nose is here, it goes here. If the head goes there, the eyes go there, right? And we avoid doing Holy Mary when you have the pupils going up all the way, right? And we avoid doing this. It's like, who's there, right? Our eyes should always follow the nose. Now, apart from posing, there is one very important trick that I feel is crucial during the photo shoot. It's the power of, wow, girl, you look amazing. Look at this image. Like expressing joy and satisfaction from what you create, proud from what you create, and showing the customer that you admire your work, because they are coming to you as to a professional, and they feel that you have a better eye to judge whether they look better or not. So if you are getting excited about your own work, they cannot say, no, I don't look good here. Usually they are like, oh yes, I love it. Oh my God, I cannot wait to see more. The moment that they do this, you know that the rest of the session will be like pure magic, because they will start to collaborate. They trust you. They already know that you're doing the great job. Awesome, let's do it. Can you post my pictures on your Instagram? I would be honored. That's usually what they say. So if you are struggling with those customers who say, you can post something, but let me see it first. I have one sentence that always opens the door is, have you ever seen me posting a bad picture? They're like, no. Okay, so you need to trust me that wherever I will post on Instagram will be good, right? And then the discussion is over. Okay, post wherever you want. Magic. So just to summarize of what I said before is, posing is not a technical skill, or partially is a technical skill, because you need to know like what kind of angles we need to do, how to place the body to look it good. But I think that there's more behind. And it's more connected to this emotional bond between you and the customer. That's why during posing, I don't allow my customers to look at the mirror. Because why? I am their mirror. I am the one that reflects how they look, right? Because the moment you place a mirror close to you somewhere, the session starts to look like they stop focusing on you. They stop trusting you because they look at the reflection. And the reflection is the reflection, right? It's not how they really look on the image. So when I hear a photographer saying that I love the mirror to be standing close to my models for them to correct something if they want to, it's like, you are there to correct things because you see what should be corrected. Am I right? Yeah? Okay. So that's my principle, right? So start with yourself. Posing and your style starts with yourself. It does not start with your retouching style. It doesn't start with your lighting style. Your personal, distinguishable style starts with you, who you are, how you treat people, how you make them feel, and then the other technical aspects, skills, how the studio looks like determine who you are. Okay, so remember that no one will copy who you are and how you work with people. That's this amazing factor that cannot be copied by anyone. So work on your skills, work on your soft skills, and develop the way of working with your customer your own way. Now, we have a couple of minutes here, so let me just, before we finish, just say that you just have the taste of how I teach my students. If you are interested to join my online academy or any workshops, because I teach online and I teach in person, you are free to join it with a special discount, which is Imaging 25, and it gives you 20% off for my workshops and online academy that starts soon in February. And I have one spot left for that academy if you want to come. This is the last chance to sign in. I'm teaching there all the business, posing, lighting, equipment, technicalities. I help you to choose everything, and I provide you mentoring and feedback online. So that means that I don't leave you with just the knowledge and videos uploaded on the platform, but I also allow you to have access to me and consult with me everything about your learning process. If you have problems, you can talk to me and get my feedback. We've got 1 minute left. Would you like to pose with me? Come on, stand up. Stand up, please. Just a little bit? No? I will be showing you just the posing flow here to the audience. No, they're standing there. They're standing there. Yes, I'm your mirror. Raise your hand. Not this hand, the other hand. Yes, correct, this hand. Okay, the other hand. Perfect. This leg. Yes, the other leg. Perfect. Now, we understand each other, okay? Which part is which? So let's start with legs. This leg goes to the front, then up, and the knee. Perfect. And then hip. Push the hip to the side. Then put your hand. Okay, great. And the other hand. I have high heels. I barely pose in high heels, so forgive me for wiggling here. Okay, now this hand goes here. All right, soft hands. Remember the middle finger rule? Yes, middle finger. And then it goes here. Yeah, now, boys, the leg. Come on, to the front. And then knee, and the hip. The other side, yes, great, awesome, hand, yes. And then here, okay, chin higher, awesome. And now look at me with strong eyes. Yes, I want to see that look. Awesome, now put your hand on the head, on the wrist, And then put the fingers down. Push your chest forward. And now. No, we don't do that, right? No sniffing. We are turning the head away and then looking at the sun, right? Perfect. Awesome. Thank you very much. Woohoo!
Wait, I want to make sure I got this right. No sniff?
Yeah, don't sniff.